What's up, everybody? It's a Hardy Construction. Find us at hardyconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/hardyconstruction, as well as facebook.com/the Hardy Construction with your host Comp and
Wrinkly Foreskins.
And today we're talking.
Today we're talking.
God.
It's true.
Wow.
We're talking about
he's
American
Lost
Horror
his
Story Season 6, the premiere episode, the first episode.
American Horror Story.
Called Chapter 1.
American Horror Story Roanoke is the 6th season. This is from Wiki. Is the 6th season of the FX horror anthology television series American Horror Story. No shit. Premiered on September 14th, which would be yesterday? I don't know.
That was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Really? Was it 2 days ago? Oh, okay. Yes, I still had. Can't process what the fuck I saw. Stars Kathy Bates, Sarah Paulson, Cuba Gooding Jr., Lily Rabe. Lily Rabe. All for some reason, when I hear Lily Rabe, I think of a clitoris fold. Andre Holland,
well, you know what?
Dennis
She's
O'Hare.
a great person to associate that with.
Yeah, Wes Bentley, Evan Peters, Cheyenne Jackson, and Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett for you.
Is Cheyenne Jackson the other version of her?
No, Cheyenne Jackson is like a really chiseled, good-looking guy. It's very disturbing how good-looking that guy is because he was in the last season. You didn't. So let's just set it out. You didn't see season 1 or season 5 of American Horror Story, correct?
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and honestly, I don't know why. I just had zero interest from that episode.
Did you have vibes of Coven or something? Because I know you really disliked Coven.
No, it wasn't about that. It was just like trying too hard. Like it was just like this is going to be like everything's going to be shocking and like pseudo artsy fartsy, and it's just going to make me feel kind of gross.
Because the thing I'll give him, I really think you should watch season 1. I think even when the show finishes, you should probably
season 1. I do actually want to watch.
Yeah, because season 1
procrastinated.
Season 1 is seriously probably the scariest of the seasons of this show. Like, it actually felt like an actual horror show and that they were trying to make people scared through the show. Season 5, which was last season, Hotel, which had
it just seemed like they were trying to be, like, edgy and shit, like heroin.
Yeah, this was... Yeah, season 5 was... Season 5 was just sort of like, let's shock people with sex and drugs and murder. It was like... I remember watching the first...
I don't like sex with my horror. I want them separate.
He's a Puritan. Because I remember the first the episode of that one had like a guy getting anally raped by a ghost monster.
Yeah, that's
and I was
what I
like,
remember.
what? I was like, what is that? I was like, there was no other reason than to be shocking, like somebody in their house like dropping their milk of Melanta.
It just like was like it's not shocking to me because I've seen like
and you've lived it, right?
So many horror movies. It's like it's not about that. It's just like. Just shut up and make like a good quality thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it was sort of
a lot of people like it. Whatever.
Except for one really glaring, badly put together episode where a character is revealed to be a certain serial killer. I was like, I was like, Jesus Christ, because usually the series sort of falters towards the end of the season. Like the last episode usually is like, whoop, we fucked it up this time. All the loose ends
get left or tangled.
I mean, the circus season had a horrible last episode. I thought it was horrible. You liked that season, right?
I thought it was pretty good. But still, of course, it always leaves like all these loose ends and never ties it up correctly.
Season 1 had a pretty goofy ending, but it was sort of close to what kind of series it's that made sense with the ending.
Coven was like by far the worst. Like, to me, I hated it, every second of it.
And the clown season, that was a pretty bad ending, yeah. The Hotel sort of had a more put-together finale, but it still was sort of, like, confusing, but not that bad compared to the other ones. Anyway, but also it had Lady Gaga's, like, bare ass in that show, so that already earns it a lot of points for that
I could already say, like, I don't know what you got from this, but this episode, immediately, I was like, okay... It's actually trying to be horror now and not trying to just be...
Yeah, it seems like it's trying to hark back to the first season, which horror, but the way it's presented, I was like, oh. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I felt a little iffy. They're doing it like one of those, like, behind the crimes reenactment.
Yeah, basically, there's a lot of shows that are on... Let's see, Destination America. I bet you don't even know what that channel is, right? It's just like Destination America is basically a cable channel that, like, 70% of the programming on it is like ghosts and paranormal reenactment shows.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen
And
some
literally
of these shows.
this,
They're funny.
because this show is basically, it's called My Roanoke Nightmare. So they're presenting it as a docu-series, like, so half dramatic reenactments of basically if you watched Unsolved Mysteries or something. But if you turn on to any show, like Paranormal Survivor or My Haunted whatever the fuck on Destination America or the Travel Channel in October, if you turn on the fucking television on October on the Travel Channel, every fucking every hour will be a show that looks like this. This is why I sort of had a problem, because I don't like watching those shows.
They're going for that though. On
yeah,
purpose.
but the thing is, what I don't like about those shows, I mean, it's the exact thing. Like, there'll be a talking head, and then it'll show a reenactment, but like not even a fourth of the budget of what this show is. Like a fourth of the budget of what this show is, obviously.
That's the whole point.
Right, I get that, but
like,
I don't like
episode.
I don't like those shows. So now I'm watching American Horror Story, and it's that show. It literally is that show.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do something where,
I know,
huh?
but they're gonna take it to another level.
How do you know?
I'm confident.
I assume they will, but I'm
take it
trying to
to
figure.
another
What's
level.
bothering me is that we know from this first episode, hopefully it'll change, and we'll see what happens. That the talking heads, who are played by Lily Rabe and the other guy, oh shit,
Andre
Holland,
something,
is it?
I didn't know. I actually
Andrew Holland. They play Shelby and Matt.
Andre Holland.
And I see Andrew on Time.com, and Time.com is a respectable
on IMDb
website.
It says Andre. Like,
well, Andre is a very racist version of St. Andrew. So, Danny, take your Trump-loving bullshit and get out of here. See, we're being political. Just kidding, guys. Vote for whoever you want. This is, it's sort of that talking, and we know that those characters survive, obviously, from when they're talking, unless something happens. Unless something happens mid-season, or because we're going to keep.
We don't know that they survive. Like, maybe they're possessed, or I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean they're talking about something that happened to them already. And anyway, what's basically what it has Cuba Gooding Jr., which is good, and it shows how far Cuba has fallen in
I'm
Hollywood.
happy he's in this. Actually, I never see him in anything.
That's because you're a racist piece of shit. But no, Cuba was Cuba is playing the dramatic version of Matt, and Andrew is telling the story of what happened between it splits between Andrew and Lily.
It is Andre. I'm looking at IMDb. His name is Andre.
Okay, very good. All right, good. So Time is racist. Time is a very. This is the third time he's saying somebody's racist. Very. I hope you people at home will understand I'm being ironic when I'm saying that. So Cuba Gooding Jr. is playing Andre's character Matt, and Lily Rabe is. Fuck me. Sorry, Sarah Paulson is playing. See how confusing it is to explain this shit? And then they also have, what's her face? What is that hot chick with the short hair?
Angela Bassett?
Angela Bassett is playing the sister of
Lee.
Matt. Yeah, Matt's character. So they're all just talking heads, and they're talking about their life, whatever, at this house. What is happening in this? Let's, first of all, you and I will stop talking about the talking heads sections of the show, because I think that's the weakest part of this first episode. What is going on with this?
Okay, so basically Matt and Shelby decide they're going to leave where they're living because
knockout game.
Like some gang initiation, whatever. So now they're going to move to this very scary mansion in the middle of some very scary redneck land.
Yes. And
that makes sense. So far, we're on track. It's good.
Their life savings were $40,000, and they sunk it into this old farmhouse. I don't know who lived in that fucking farmhouse. It must have been Liberace.
And if I was at an auction and I saw the neighbors staring at me like that, I would not get the place. Like, no way. Are you kidding?
You have to show people diversity. You know what I mean? That the world is not going to slave to the whims of redneck white
teeth?
Men. What's that?
Did you see that guy's teeth?
Yeah, that would scare you enough?
Him as a neighbor.
Yeah,
I couldn't deal with that.
Teeth are the best, right, Danny?
Teeth are the best.
This is not an edit at all, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the authentic.
So they have these three hillbilly redneck guys. We don't know if they're racist. Let's not make assumptions.
I kind of feel like they could turn it around, and those guys could be like trying to.
Oh yeah, that's no fucking question. That's what they're doing. I mean,
and then they're so be
that guy's teeth are so cartoonish it can't be anything but.
And it's gonna be like, don't judge a book by its teeth.
That's
That'll
right.
be the lesson.
That's Ryan Murphy going, see, I switched it on you. That's
Maybe
my
they're
new
not
England
even.
accent.
Maybe they're not even his real teeth. Maybe he's wearing them to be scary.
To be fake, yeah. Oh, that's probably that they're like Scooby Doo type guys. They're trying to spook them from being in the land,
Right.
And there's gonna be a scene with Sarah Paulson and Cuba Gooding Jr. running from door to door,
And just you
and
see
they have a
things
dog.
chasing them and coming out different doors.
and you're like a groovy '60s song. Yeah, that is certainly a possibility. By the way, since you saw it, you saw it streaming online, right? So I didn't.
Yeah.
When I saw it on TV, like they showed Ryan Murphy because I guess they partnered with a car
The
company.
creator
for
of
I can't-
horror comedy, right? Go on.
That's true. I can't remember what the fuck car company they partnered with, but Ryan Murphy's like, I think I'm gonna say Dodge or Mitsubishi or something. He goes, we teamed up with Mitsubishi this year to create the new American Horror Story. Let's see if you were right about guessing what the show's about. And it just like, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at Ryan Murphy in front of a car? Like, what the
Yeah.
hell is this? Because people were trying to guess what the season was about.
Did they
because
really not leak it at all?
Listen, I had no idea what this fucking show was about, at
seems
all.
to be about witches.
This, I couldn't believe this movie. I mean, the show came out, and I hadn't seen anything about it. Like, apparently, a website had shown that it was about Roanoke. And if anybody knows what Roanoke is, Roanoke, you know what Roanoke is?
I've heard the word a lot, actually.
Me too. Apparently, this is from what I've gathered from the past. Is Roanoke was this, and obviously by the end of the episode, this is what is right about it. Is in the past, there was a bunch of settlers, and there's a theory that the settlers were like spirited away by either a tribe of Native Americans or they just completely vanished. Sort of like the Donner Party. Remember the Donner Party was this group of people that I guess ate each other because they had no food. But in
Wait,
Roanoke,
am
I wrong? Let
Dahmer
me read
Party?
this. No, the Donner, Done. The guy who directed Superman. It was his friend.
Is that like a weird coincidence?
So let me just quickly look up what Roanoke
Yeah,
is.
you look
so
that
Roanoke,
up. We're fascinated right now.
Roanoke Colony.
North Carolina.
So by the end of the episode, we see Kathy Bates as a woman who's like she gets hit by the car. Ghosts get hit by a car. Makes sense. Yeah. Kathy Bates gets hit by a car driven by Sarah Paulson's character. And what the hell is her name? Oh, Vey. What am I thinking about this
the
character?
husband is Matt, and she's Shelby.
Shelby.
Okay.
Shelby hits her car. Shelby hits her with the car, and she follows her into the woods, and she gets lost. And we see a guy who's obviously been scalped, and he's running around. His head, his fucking brain's exposed, or whatever.
Do you think he's real, or is he a scalped ghost?
Whatever. His brain. Yeah, he's a ghost. Obviously, he's a ghost, and because they're all wearing period clothing. So this is what happened. The Roanoke Colony, also known as the Lost Colony, was established on Roanoke Island in what is today's Dare County, North Carolina. Hey, wasn't that where you're gonna? Anyway, it was late 16th century attempt. A late 16th century attempt by Queen Elizabeth to establish a permanent English settlement. Oh, that's before they got fucked up by the Americans. Yeah, boy. So these people, the Lost Colony, this is what happened. In 1587, Raleigh dispatched a new group of 115 colonists to establish a colony on Chesapeake Bay. They were led by John White, an artist and friend of Raleigh, who had accompanied, I guess Raleigh was like a real guy by this time, it wasn't just the area, who had accompanied the previous
We're learning all
expeditions
kinds
to Roanoke.
of things about
White.
American history right now.
Hey, we're trying to educate with this stupid show. This great show. White later appointed governor, and Raleigh named 12 assistants to aid in the settlement. They were ordered to travel to Roanoke. Who gives a flying fuck? Okay. White reestablished relations with the Croatoan, so I think that's a tribe, and other local tribes, yes. But those with whom Lane had fought previously refused to meet with him.
You think
Shortly
the
thereafter,
season, based on all this, is maybe about like Native American like demons or spirits or something?
yeah, because it says Myron. I'm sure they'll find some sort of way
Like
to
the
make
whole
the Native
town
Americans
is built
also
on a,
heroes.
like, graveyard, like Poltergeist or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll make it so that the Native Americans aren't the bad guys at all. Just
And then
as
they'll
usual, just so
end
they'll
it
be
by
afraid of
building a
offending people.
pipeline through the mansion.
Shortly thereafter, colonist George Howe was killed by a native while searching alone for crabs in Albemarle Sound. Hey, he could have just got a prostitute and got some crabs. Fearing for their lives, the colonists persuaded Governor White to return to England to explain the colony's desperate situation. So I guess they were getting the shit scared out of them. And asked for help. Left behind were about 115 colonists, the remaining men and women who made the Atlantic crossing plus. So these are all 115 people that were left, right? So a hypothesis about the disappearance. So apparently 115 people fucking vanished from this area. The end of the 1587 colony is unrecorded, leading to the colony being referred to as the Lost Colony, with multiple hypotheses existing as to the fate of the colonists. Apparently somebody scratched the word Croatoan on a tree, and people were wondering, did somebody write this as a warning that they got attacked by these Croatoan tribe?
Maybe they were trying to write something
and other people
else
saying like,
didn't
who
know how to spell.
what other word come on Croatoan? But other people were saying like, who the fuck would take time to scratch the word Croatoan in a tree? Wouldn't you be shitting your pants running? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But apparently it's there's a lot. Like if you really look online, do you know how many people disappear a year? And like if you really think there's people that vanish a lot,
Right.
there's just like, life is scarier. Anyway, this show isn't scary, but life is scary. What were the positive things you felt about this first episode?
Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in it. That's pretty cool.
He's very
I
good.
think, I mean,
But it was so
acting's
funny
all
'cause-
good, obviously.
Yeah, they're always good. The acting in American Horror Story was very good. This is obviously they walked right off the set of American Crime Story, the O.J. Simpson show. I only saw like the first 2 episodes, and it was really well done.
Who
But then
did?
I was like, I don't really want to watch this show. Cuba Gooding Jr., who played O.J. Simpson in that, and Sarah Paulson played Marcia Clark,
Really?
who was
So they were in
one
that
of the
together?
lead prosecutors. Yeah. It was that show is really well done. I can't explain how well done. It's almost like every episode was like a film. It's just really well done. And if you want to know about like the behind the scenes but dramatized stuff with the
Right.
O.J. Simpson
So this is
trial,
perfect. Now they're doing
it's
dramatized
really, really
horror
well done as a
stories.
show. Right, so maybe it's a joke. Somebody said maybe it was kind of a goof that Cuba Gooding Jr. was playing a character who was being portrayed by somebody else, sort of like how he played O.J. But anyway, yeah, so now they're in this show, and the acting's really well done. It's just the format of the show bugs the shit out of me, and
They're
maybe
not
they'll
gonna
change it or
They're
something
gonna
switches
stick
up.
to that, I think.
Not for me. You don't think they'll switch
If
just
you
for me?
write them,
'Cause
if you write them a
with
nice
the-
letter, they might.
And if I tell Ryan Murphy, I was like, your idea of comedy horror
Yeah,
is
the fact
so
that you
good.
invented
that,
a whole genre of
please.
of my favorite genre is just the best.
So Danny, bring up why you say that.
According to, I
Please,
feel
you have
like
to remind
this,
people
but
why.
according to Alex, and then he pointed me towards it. Ryan Murphy claims that he created his very own genre, comedy horror.
Because of the show Scream Queens, which I enjoyed a lot. I love that show. I think Danny had
like,
flashbacks of Coven,
immediately
and
into
he
it. I
just
was
did
like,
not want to watch
no
that show.
way. Like, I hate that kind of bitchy humor.
And season
like
2
that
is coming,
little
so it's good.
snarky, bitchy humor. It makes me so annoyed.
Wow, what a man you are. Yeah. Well, anyway, I will say it's. I don't know. I really was like watching this, going, "Oh man, do I want to watch the rest of the season?" I'm going to watch this,
which is nice for a change.
which is a good thing, right? And it's not going
I
for
like
bullshit
silliness
shock
and
factor.
fun, but
I-
not like trying hard fun. You know?
There were multiple trailers released with this season. I don't think I saw any of them, honestly. And until like the show started, I saw I saw a couple of trailers, like a woman walking up a staircase and her shadow like pulls her hair, and then there's like this woman, like a nurse cutting teeth off of vines or something hanging. And obviously, had Lily Shelby has a scene where it's a hailstorm, but she's seeing teeth fall out of the sky, which is an interesting sort of weird
like
thing.
that.
But there's just something that didn't sit, and I'm trying to figure out what other characters are going to be. I'm
They're
glad.
all going to be on this, according to
believe-
IMDb, like everyone except for what's her face.
Yeah, because I think Ryan Murphy is saying that all 6 seasons
the
are connected
older
somehow.
woman, whose name I
And
can't
somebody,
think of, like the one that's in all of them, she's like, except for Jessica Lange.
very good. I hope Evan Peters shows up. I think he's always good. He was
He is
really
going to show up.
excellent.
I already saw him mentioned in the IMDb actually.
He was he was one of the best of last season. I think I would actually tell you to watch last season just for his character. He's really fucking excellent.
The whole episode, he's just going to be zipping around full speed while wearing like a tinfoil outfit.
I don't understand what that reference is for. Don't bring it up. I
Quicksilver.
don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't know. That was a Avengers character. Police. Yeah, I think I don't know about this. I'm gonna make myself see season 6's second episode, but I'm not really happy
I'm going
with
to
the format
actually.
it's in.
I'm actually drawn in enough to care to watch the second episode.
Hopefully, Lady Gaga's buttocks will be shown again because that.
Is she
that's
gonna
what
be
made the
back in
fifth
this?
season. I think, yeah, for sure. She won a fucking. Can you imagine? She won an Emmy for last season for Best Actor, and I was like, who's watching this show?
Was she? A good
No, but she was
actress?
alright. Yeah, she was okay in it. She was good. There was like, for the most part, she was sort of playing one note character, and then one episode, they put such different makeup on her, I didn't
She's like
actually
a vampire,
recognize her.
yeah.
I didn't recognize her because they were showing her before she was a vampire, and I was
Did
like,
they
"Who the hell
have
is this?" And it was good
makeup
acting.
on her butt?
Who I don't know. Whoever powdered her bottom was a very lucky person. But yeah, I think I'm not too crazy about this episode. Cuba Gooding Jr. is an excellent actor. The people playing the real life counterparts, I liked that actor, Andre, whatever his name is, Andrew or Andre Holland.
I wish they
I
would have
like seeing
flipped
that they
it
actually had-
around and had Lily Rabe as the main chick because I like her better than
Yeah,
Sarah
I like
Paulson.
her a lot. Yeah, but I'm sure they'll be doing something. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll follow them outside
She
of
makes
it.
me think of Broccoli Rob.
Who?
Lily Rabe because her name is like Broccoli Rob.
What the fuck is?
Okay,
okay,
Broccoli Rabe.
that's
like
fabulous. I'll
Australian.
act like I know what you're talking about. That's great. So I'm not too happy about the format because I don't really give a shit about that format. Hopefully they'll change it up. I'm gonna. Who am I
then
kidding?
it
I'll watch
might,
the whole
it
fucking
might
season.
justify it. Like you always hate those stupid fucking handheld camera movies like VHS. and
Oh,
all that, but-
found
but we
footage ones.
always
Yeah.
see good ones. Like we have yet.
What's
to
so
see
funny
bad
is
ones.
as soon as the episode like before this shot even began, I was like, because I didn't know what the show was about. I was like, don't tell me this is gonna be fucking found footage. It's the first thing I said, and then when it had some sort of elements, because it's not found footage, but it's sort of, you know what I mean, with the interviews. Then I
It's
was
not,
like,
no,
"Ew,
Fourth
boy."
Kind was like this, but extreme version of this.
Yeah, that did have found footage stuff in it though.
Yeah, it had found
Um,
footage and this kind of reenactment stuff.
Right. Yeah, so that if the closest thing this I would say as a film would be the Fourth Kind, a movie that I didn't think was very good, but Danny thought it was the greatest movie of all time. Anyway,
I didn't think it was the greatest movie.
what would you give this first episode of season 6 of American Horror Story Roanoke?
I'm gonna give it a tentative 7 out of 10. You know, you just
my
got
tongue.
back from a trial where you got off for murdering your wife, and now you're with your new wife, and you're in a haunted mansion.
I did like what the hell is that actress's name? Why am I blanking on her? The
Lily
sister.
Rabe, Sarah Paulson.
No, the actress playing the sister of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s fake character, Mike.
Oh God, Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Angela Bassett. It's always good to see her in here. She's sort of playing like the spiritual successor to her character in season 3, and also season 5. She's very good in it. What the hell is it? Matt and Shelby? Is that the name of the couple?
Yeah, Matt and Shelby.
Okay, so yeah, the acting's all good, but
You could call them Shat or Melby.
I'm not too crazy. But honestly, I'm really not. I was felt
what's
underwhelmed
your
by what
rating?
the
You didn't
show
give a
is.
rating.
All right, for fuck's sake, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I'm waiting for Lady Gaga's ass. No, Kathy Bates not caring that you hit her with a car, and she has to go do what she needs to do, and leads you into the woods. With that, Danny, what's the final word?
Bling, blah, 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 blah.
The Horror Deconstruction.